Hey guys, it is Citri here again. With me today are Josiah42 and Derniabs. We are on Weaver and we are going to be looking at Derniab's Faith Monster. This is a recording of him talking us through it, how it works, giving us a demonstration, and after that I'll give you a quick demonstration of some of the concepts, how they're used, how they're built from scratch in a clean tutorial environment.
As you can see, there are four castle-y things. There's the tree and the tree pyramid and the four castles. Each of those is a tier 7 island, with these stone brick marking the overlap between the islands. And this sort of pedestal in the center is both the waypoint by which you get onto the monster, and a tier 1 island that sits between the four and covers up what would otherwise be a very large hole between the islands. Cool. I could demonstrate that hole by
we'll go through it step by step later. See what we have first.
I'm not going to go in that one because invariably one of us will
I've died wandering down the lava death staircase.
I love the aesthetics though. The aesthetics are really great. Yeah, you got
the aesthetics
theme.
are great. It's killed several people though, including myself. It has killed me once. I plan to use this as lab space, but you could put random runes in here as well. I believe most of the blocks are included in at least one ship.
If not two.
No, not none. Because like you'll see here, this kind of odd looking space with the half block. That block right there, actually does not go with, is not in any ship.
Wow.
So there is no block there. I think it covers up nicely.
Indeed.
Right. So what's really unique about the Faith Monster is that instead of having a series of consecutive spheres, you actually have overlapping spheres.
That's really cool.
So does that mean that if you change the order in which they teleport out, you can swap materials between the two spheres?
There was someone who proposed an idea earlier. I don't remember if it was you or someone else, for swapping entire spheres, which is something I can do. I could take one of these, say the ridiculously dangerous nether sphere, and send it away, and bring in another one, and automate that one on the same signatures that this one is automated. And it would functionally replace the nether sphere in the monster. So I can do that. Another floor with approximately as much space.
Yeah,
but this is the first floor
really,
where we see
really spacious.
Yeah. This is the first floor with the engineering sphere. This floor we were walking on now is engineering.
Okay.
And it goes all the way out to this stone brick here.
Cool.
And part of its sequence, you may notice this also overlaps. But I pulled this out first, so it's pulling out this overlap.
Right, so when you move away, the engineering sphere, the one in the middle, below all the others, is the one that stays the biggest, the most like a sphere. Okay.
Yes, but the other ones still all stay together, so it's why I redesigned the sequence to pull out just the engineering sphere, is so I could leave all the other ones together, so the aesthetics of the entire thing remain mostly unchanged. It's just
right,
missing
so
bottom.
you could have, you just pull the sphere out and the others remain interlaced, looking happy. That's cool.
This does mean I pull out this little bit of interlacing when I leave with the engineering sphere, which I obviously cannot faith into. So we have this. This is a lockbox.
That's actually what I was referring to as the there are some blocks that are shared between two spheres, so it's just whatever one teleports out first is what gets those blocks.
Yes, exactly. Which is why I have in this sphere, all of the overlap blocks are phased, which wasn't actually that many. It really wasn't that many. I think it was about 3 tier 5 phase runes per side.
I see. So
maybe a little more.
This is how
it could have been a lot worse. If I was trying to do this on any of the other islands, it would be a lot worse.
Okay. But you don't have to do this in the roof, I note?
No. The roof contains no overlap. If I put more blocks around here, like especially in these spaces, I'd have to do more.
Okay.
But this glowstone block is the highest block of the engineering sphere, the first glowstone block. And immediately above it is the tier 1 spacer, whatever you want to call it.
Cool.
And there's none of the other blocks are engineering, so
awesome.
I only have the
Because this whole thing operates on a single button once you move the engineering sphere,
It
am I
does.
right? That's
Yes, it does.
terrifying. And awesome.
So this is the control room and general stuff room.
Cool.
This is I have an enchanting and a furnace room in here right now. The
Okay.
furnaces have actually been driving me crazy.
Because they keep
because,
rotating.
Yeah, they keep rotating.
Yeah, that
I
makes me
moved
too.
I moved them to this side to reduce the rotation, but
I see you've done well
it
there. but
honestly, yeah, didn't quite work. It's better, but didn't
Indeed.
quite work.
See.
These are redstone sensors that I've pistoned out the iron blocks. I've done that with a lot of redstone sensors.
It saves on iron.
They are the manual control stuff,
Okay.
in addition to the lock block that I revealed earlier.
Hmm.
They are actually color coded. If I told someone the encoding, they could probably fly this manually.
Huh?
You want me to show it first?
Do it like... Actually, yeah, I'll fly outside and you can talk us through. If you could show the new sequence step by step, maybe on a single Faith Island or some such, that would be...
Single. I can't control them individually, but.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And for.
I'll go over to the monster
Yeah.
dock and you can do step at a time, slowly talking us through it. How's that sound?
Okay. For the new sequence.
New sequence, yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
I'm coming over with the engineering sphere.
Yep, I see the engineering sphere arriving. I see what you mean about there being very little in the way at the top and there not being overriding. That's cool. So next, what happens? That's your engineering sphere. It's arrived at a faith point that you've
Yep.
chosen. Cool.
So, the next thing we do, in no particular order, is we deactivate the overlap,
Right.
reactivate the diamond in the engineering sphere,
Oh yeah. So
Would it
there's
let
faith
me
points.
summon that, which is the spacer,
Cool.
and then I send out those into position. So these are the
that-
shuttles.
Little shuttles, tier 1 faith islands that sit on the side, and how do they work?
But they have 4 runes in them, though one of them is currently redundant. For this sequence, I do not need this rune on top, which is
Okay.
a tier 4 Pegasus.
Cool.
But they have, other than that, a Faith Point with
Okay.
Phase Diamond, a FTP, and a tier 2 Pegasus,
Cool.
which you can see from the bottom. This is the very edge of this cobble on the edge is the edge of the Faith Point.
Gotcha. Okay.
And each one of them is like that. All of the Pegasuses are fueled by water on the side closest to the island. So there is a source water block under
Right.
here.
Okay.
And
Because that
That's
will always
where
just
they're in-
automatically refill.
yeah. And their entire, all of them have a unique Faith Point Sig, and each island has a Faith Point Sig matching to its shuttle. So
Okay.
this one is the Sand Island. Will come to this shuttle, and always come to that shuttle.
Right. So it's hard coded in.
Yes.
Cool.
And then, let's see, we move this thing, because right now it's in the way.
Cool. Bouncing
But
up.
if I didn't bring this first, the other 2 islands would rip apart the FTP rune, and I would be unable to bring it.
I see, right? Okay. Sequencing issues there.
Next, I bring in 2 of the islands,
Right on
and
top of
I
me.
can bring basically islands across from each other
Uh-huh.
do not overlap at all, so I can do things with opposite islands simultaneously.
Right.
So all of my operations are either with north-south islands or east-west islands.
I follow. And then you bounce those so that they're out of the way of east-west coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And then I bring in
following.
east-west. So that's done. Bring in east-west. And eat Josiah.
Yep. I
Ah!
no, you've been Xerxed.
Oh no. Sure.
Platforms.
Okay.
Sure, I was high enough that I didn't actually suffocate. I was kind of in the tree. But
Yeah.
maybe we should make this a repeating gag as we just kill off a Runecrafter every video.
That would be funny.
Okay, and now with that island in, I can bring in the north-south islands into their proper position and attempt to crush Josiah again.
You nearly burned him alive,
This
actually.
time with lava.
Indeed.
Well, I do have the red hoodie in this group, so it's appropriate.
Indeed. Red shirts
So
fly first.
at this point, though you can't see it from the outside, but if you want to come in here, I can reactivate the floor, get them all in, and then turn the floor back on.
And then?
Because, yeah. And then, well, let's see. We do this one. We bring that island back into position.
Very
The
nice
center
indeed.
island. And
Cool.
now it's here, but in order to make this a completely one-step sequence, so that I only hit one button and it does everything,
Mm-hmm.
we have to get the shuttles back in. So
Oh.
we send them out.
You
And-
send them out again, did you say?
Yeah, we send them. We give them another Pegasus.
Okay.
So, because with one Pegasus, they're actually in their own way in
Ah,
terms of
and they
FTPing
would
back.
overlap with themselves. And cool, I
Yeah.
understand. Gotta move them a
And
bit
then we have
further.
to feed them in and turn off the diamond and engineering. And now it's good to go again.
Wow. But okay, that's fair enough. So, now there's one thing I noticed. You have this operating automatically. For the viewers at home, how do you have the next operation activate when one operation finishes? This is
I
where
have
talk
a-
about
I have a
fads.
device on some of these ships, specifically the Nether ship, the Sand ship, this one, the Spacer Sphere,
Mhm.
and one of the shuttles
Okay.
that we have taken to calling a fad. So this is the fad. You can see
Okay.
the iron block right here.
Mhm.
So this is a lever with some redstone on top of a redstone sensor.
Okay, and
It's
it sends
it's
out.
ridiculous. Yeah. What it does is when the action is completed, it puts back the redstone and the lever.
Because they disappear at the start of
Yeah,
the
uh,
FTP.
Yes. Because at the start, the code takes them away
Mhm.
and stores them somewhere, and at the end, it puts them back. And
I
at that
see.
point, it triggers. My guess is it triggers a redstone update,
Mhm.
which triggers the automation for the block, or for
Which-
the redstone sensor.
Which sends
Which-
the next signal in the
Well-
engineering sphere.
What it does specifically is it double fires any of my redstone torches down here that are hooked into that signal.
So the the fab is actually quite small. It's a 2 cube.
Yeah, it's very small. It's a single redstone sensor with some. It needs a source, so a torch or an on lever, and some redstone. So yeah, it's a 2x2. Yeah, the repeaters are actually necessary. Without the repeaters, it won't propagate through redstone torches.
Ah, I didn't
It's
know
too
that.
short. Yeah, I can't. These AND gates don't work without the repeater.
I see.
The torch.
And that
at least
extends
that's
it
fine.
long enough so that
Mm.
it.
Yeah.
Cool. I've gained knowledge today. I didn't know that one. I have one thing I noticed was essentially the sequence you have is you bring in one thing, then you move it out of the way. You bring in the second thing, then you move that out of the way. Then you bring in the third thing, keep it there. Then you move two back, and then you move one back.
Uh-huh.
So it's basically 1, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
So by assumption, if you were to extend this to overlapping in general, for multiple things overlapping, it would just be the first thing, the second thing, all the way up to n, and then backwards.
Yep.
Cool.
That is completely accurate.
Excellent.
The first thing you remove is the last thing to come back.
Cool. So that pretty
When
much having
brings our
overlapping
tour
faith,
of the Faith
then you want some
Monster
sort of
to
an end. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you found that useful. If you have any other questions regarding how that works, how you're supposed to interlace and overlap faith spheres in the correct sequence, please drop them in the comments. Questions about the FAD or water-powered Pegasus, then just leave them in the comments below, and Derniabs or myself or both will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers!